For many student athletes, college is a time to work towards reaching your highest potential. For Long Island's own Alexa Sacripante, Adelphi University was the perfect destination to start that journey.
The recruiting process was a little bit crazy. You always go to all these schools, but the minute that I got to Adelphi, I just knew that it was like perfect because they had my exercise science program, which was big because it's like a pathway to physical therapy, which is what I am interested in right now. And a lot of other schools didn't really have exercise science, so that was perfect. And the softball program was amazing. Like, I used to come watch the games because I live on Long Island, so it's like perfect, really close to my house, but just far enough where it's like I still went to college. So it was just like a perfect match for me.
So when Alexa was a junior or senior in high school, I actually coached one of her travel teams, and I'll never forget the tournament. It was in Pennsylvania near Hershey Park, and it was something that, we had no idea where this was going to lead us. So, fast forward now, 2 or 3 years later, and she's writing to Adelphi and how she wants to come to the university. So when she sent me her letter, she also sent me the photo, the team photo from the travel games, and it was really nice to see like both of us in this picture and how much she's grown up since that first day.
When you look at a box score, Alexa stands as an accomplished cleanup hitter in Adelphi's lineup. But what the stats don't show is that she is facing her toughest test as Alexa aims to become an officer in the United States Army.
So I originally found out about ROTC because I was at a Fordham softball camp, and usually they go around at a camp and they introduce their players. So this one girl, her name was Alexa Sacripante, and she introduced herself and she said, "I'm in the ROTC program," and I was like, wow, that seems interesting. She was like the best player. She was the most in shape person. Like, I just really looked up to her. She had like decked out American flag gear. She was just like really easy to spot. So I looked into the program and I thought it was perfect to be able to do Army and still play softball, so it was just perfect.
I'll never forget, we were standing outside the third base dugout where the locker room is after touring the field and expressing how, we really want her to come to the university and how she really wants to come as well. And the first thing she mentioned was, I want to join the ROTC, I want to join the Army. And I'll never forget turning to her mom, and her mom's like, whatever Alexa wants to do, we're fully going to support her and we're really excited. And I said, well, this is wonderful because we absolutely want you to do this and we want to be part of it.
So my family was shocked when I brought it up. Like, I tried to ease my mom into it, ease my dad into it. You got to like just keep talking about it. But really no, the spark was the Fordham camp because I'd never really thought about it. I thought that to be in the Army, you just had to go in the Army. Like, you couldn't go to college at the same time. I'd always thought about it. I used to love watching like Army videos on YouTube. I was like, oh, I wish I could do that. But I never thought it'd be possible, like to play softball too. But ROTC was the way that I found. So it kind of fell into my lap.
I actually didn't know prior to coming into Adelphi, and even though we would talk because we were like, oh, we're in the same class, like we know we're going to Adelphi, it never came up until we physically got here and we were sitting talking in a room. I remember it. She was like, I actually want to go into the Army, and I was like, that's so cool. Like, I know someone who wants to go into the Army. I think that was so cool. And she seemed really passionate about it, and whenever she talked about it, like, her face lit up. And I could tell, just even within the first few days of meeting her, I didn't really know her, but I was like, I know she was meant for this, and I know she was meant to do it. And I think seeing it now, I really know Alexa and we're really close. I'm like, that's perfect for her. Like, I can't see her doing anything else.
So, I mean, if we're in the off season, usually I'll have ROTC in the morning, so it'll be like 6 to 9-ish. So we'll do like physical training, and then we'll have class after, just learning like, you'd think it would be like just all Army stuff, but it's a lot of like officer like leadership stuff. So how you are gonna train your soldiers later, or it's not too specific in the class portion, but it just helps you become a better leader.
As a sophomore, a student athlete might still be finding that right balance between their sport and studies, not in this case for Alexa, who has applied her experiences in the Army ROTC towards setting an example for her teammates to follow.
When Alexa first walked in as a freshman compared to now, I would say is night and day, and not necessarily in any negative way, more in a positive way. She's learned how to time manage. She knows how to balance her academics in addition to, getting up super early and competing in the softball program, but also in the ROTC. And she is doing an outstanding job in all areas. I mean, she had a 3.6 GPA in the fall, so her academics speak for itself. And now everything that she's doing softball-wise, her confidence and her swag, if you want to say, is really starting to show.
I definitely can't say I had it at first. It was definitely a learning curve. My freshman year, it definitely seemed overwhelming. You know, you are so tired, but like you don't have the time to, I don't know, sleep or take a nap. Like you just have to keep going. But this year, it's definitely been much better. It's just like not procrastinating, which is definitely my issue. But I think I've gotten better at it. And I'm sure in 2 years, I'll be like, oh, I had no idea what I was doing. So it just gets better.
Alexa, to me, is the definition of grit. I think she's tough, she's strong. This girl wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning, will go to all her Army, her ROTC, she'll ruck like 10 miles, come back, take her Adelphi classes, go to practice, which we work really hard and we definitely get our workout in. And then after all of that, when we go eat, she goes to the gym and then makes up the lift that she missed early in the morning because she was at Army.
Last year we have core values every year, but last year I actually called out Alexa and I said, Lex, tell me what the core values are of the program. And she actually recited the ROTC core values. And she looks at me and I go, I'm not sure those are our core values. And so for something like a leadership role this year, she makes sure everybody knows what the core values are because it's something that she knows is really important here. And now to this day, she can recite both back and forth to us.
Yeah, so ROTC kind of forces you to be a leader even if you don't want to. Like you'll have to get up at the front of a formation and talk and scream. It's like definitely an uncomfortable experience, but it's helped me so much. And softball has helped me in ROTC. Like Coach Carla definitely forces us into those positions and helps me to be a better leader, and it makes ROTC less uncomfortable. So Coach Carla definitely helps me with that.
Of course, the Army ROTC program presents a significant time commitment for any one individual, no less a student athlete. But most importantly, Alexa continues to have the support and understanding of her teammates and coaches in the pursuit of life beyond softball.
So, but everybody's been great. Kendall's my roommate right now, and she's amazing. She never bothers me about it. Her mom was in the Air Force, so she's been great because I'll ask her like random questions, like random Army questions. She's always very helpful. And Coach Carla, she's been amazing. She never gives me a problem about it. She'll let me miss lift. You know, next year I'm gonna have to miss more games and things because I can't really miss anything as the years go on. So she's been amazing about that. She doesn't give me an issue because she always says that eventually softball ends, whereas like this is gonna be my career for hopefully a while. So I know that I have to go do ROTC stuff, whereas softball will end eventually.
If she's doing it in softball and she's on top of it, she's not forgetting anything, she's reminding others about what they need to bring or what we need to wear or a packing list, okay? It's like minimal items that are so important that we value here, all the little things that she's able to do on a consistent basis. I think that speaks the most because if she can do the little things, then the big things come easy.
My teammates definitely make it easy. Like the Adelphi softball program is such a unique program. Like we are so close and so tight-knit that it's almost like it runs itself. So they make it very easy for me to become a leader here.